here while Mr. Stoskos has stuff out, thank you. Just throw it in the binder there too.
Yeah.
Have we not already done that?
Yes, we have, that's why it says review right here. Okay, now when I was getting ready for this yesterday, I don't recall actually saying this. Did I ever say to you, you're not supposed to spend more than 2.5 times your annual income on a house?
We did say that.
Did I say that? So like, if you make like, say like $80,000 a year, you multiply that by 2.5, and you shouldn't buy a home that's worth more than 160, that would be 200,000. That's kind of a general rule, although I would say, Mr. Stasko, that's pretty tough to,
Time for a new rule.
I would agree. Like, we looked at homes in Winnipeg yesterday,
Dumps.
and let's see if we can call it up here again, Remax
Are we
Winnipeg.
moving to Winnipeg?
No, I'm just saying that if you're
Just
going,
the average house price.
just to have an idea, right? Like, if you're looking for a home, we'll say maximum 200,000, tough to find something very big, right? 3 bedrooms, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, only 8,000 square feet. This room is about 700 or 800 square feet. Okay. You got to go to, let's say we went to 250,000. Here's one here in the south end. Okay. $250,000 for that place there. Right? That one's not too bad. It's got some work done inside. Okay. But what did I say? If you're making 80,000, let's see. Was it 200? Yeah. So, yeah, I would agree. Next time you're talking to Steve, find out what the rule is there.
Yeah.
Who is Steve?
His son, he's a banker.
You want to get a loan for a house? Talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm 14. I don't need a house.
Okay, so we talked about what a mortgage is. It's a loan that the bank gives you to buy a house. We talked about what collateral is, right? Like if you default on the loan, remember what that means, Sophie? What does default mean? It's right here. It means you miss a payment, right? And I think we talked about this. That's what the concern is during the pandemic when people are not working, they can't make their house payments, okay? So there's lots of concerns there. In this case, the collateral is the house itself. So if you don't make your payments, the bank basically takes your house away from you because they still own it, because they put up most of the money. Okay? We talked about down payments. You guys did really well on that. I marked those yesterday. What's the down payment? Come on, you guys are the talking class. Down payment is the amount you pay up front. Amount you pay up front before you get the loan. The minimum down payment in Canada is 5%. Mr. Stasko checked with banker Steve. He confirmed that, although that is like the bottom, and there's some other costs involved, and it works out to about 6.5% is the minimum. And again, did you ask him about is it only for people under a certain age?
That 5%?
Yeah.
No, it's free.
It's for anybody? Okay. And maybe, yeah, I do sort of vaguely remember them changing that.
The government matches for young people though.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
So they'll get you up to 10% down payment.
Oh. Up to 10%. So if you have, say, 12%, then you don't get nothing.
You can't get the government money, I
Right.
don't think. But then why would you? Why not take their money?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You almost be better off taking their money and then just, there must be rules
You
about,
could buy a nicer house probably.
yeah, you have to work that out, I guess. Anyways, any down payment on 20% costs you more, as you have to buy what's called mortgage insurance. Okay, this mortgage insurance is to ensure that the money gets paid. So it's more cost. Blah, 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 blah. Remember doing these? You guys are experts at converting to decimals now, I think, right? Okay. Remember we did the down payment, so here we're going to we got a $120,000 house, 5%, which is 0.05 times 120,000, gives us a down payment of 6. How do we find out the mortgage amount or the loan amount? We subtracted. You guys remember doing that? If you're buying a $120,000 house and you paid 6,000 down, then you borrow 114. That's your mortgage. I asked my class yesterday, I don't think I asked you guys, how long do you think it takes people to pay off these loans? Is it weeks? Is it months? Is it years? It depends on how much you borrow, that's true. right? But we're talking here $114,000 loan. That would be
That
like,
depends on how much you make.
what do you, well, yeah, you can certainly pay more. But what do you think is sort of the most common amount of time to pay off a mortgage? Is it weeks, months, or years? Jack, what do you think? Years? How many years do you think? 5? 10? Okay. What do you think, Rebecca? Higher or lower? Tell you it's generally much, much, much higher. 25 years is sort of standard. In larger centers like Vancouver, Toronto, where the house prices are through the roof, people were taking 40-year mortgages, basically never ever paying them off. Okay? So,
Like when you turn 80, you just put on a whole bunch of mortgages because then you never have to pay it off.
well, that's not true. When you die, your estate has to pay it off.
Yeah, exactly, but I'm dead. I don't have to pay it.
What?
It's not
So
my-
you're
it's not my problem
You're gonna leave that to your, you're gonna leave that to your family to pay off? It's kind of rude.
I don't know, I'm gonna be dead.
Well, that's
It's
true.
actually very hard for old people to get credit.
Yeah.
Why? Because they
Because of
die.
that, what you just said.
Well, I'll just tell them that I lived forever and then die the next day.
You have answers for everything, that's true. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the new stuff. Monthly payment. Once you've paid the down payment, you have to pay monthly over what's called the amortization period. Underline that, please. Amortization period. Okay? The amortization period is how long it takes to pay it off. How long it takes to pay it off. In fact, I don't think that's in there, is it?
Do we write it?
How
Please,
long
now we don't know what it means.
to pay off, the amortization period. Typically, this is 25 years. Many people opt to pay it off earlier. Why? Why would you pay it off earlier? There's a really good answer. Why would you pay it off earlier? Because it will cost you less in the long run. The sooner you pay off your mortgage, the less you pay overall. In large centers where housing is more expensive, it can be 30 to 40 years to pay it off. Okay, I was lucky, I got mine paid off in about 18. What would happen if I were to sell my home right now? Would I have to get another mortgage? What do you think? I got a 4-bedroom house, pretty good size, family of 4. If I were to sell it and buy a new home, would I have to get a mortgage? Only if the second house that I'm buying is more expensive than the one I'm selling. If I sell my house for $300,000 and I buy a house for $100,000, well, I just made money, didn't I? I don't need a mortgage. If I buy a $1 million mansion, then I'm going to need a mortgage. The length of time and the amount to pay is also dependent on the interest rate. Mr. Stotsky was talking about this. What is the interest rate? What the bank charges to borrow the money. Remember, the banks are in the business of lending you money. That's their business. Okay? And as he said, about a quarter of a percentage point can be a huge difference. Huge difference in the long-term cost. You might say, hey, Mr. Bennett, what are current interest rates? Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it, Sylvie. Hey, Mr. Bennett, what are current interest rates?
It's been a rebellion since I was here last.
Yeah. So I looked it up, because it's easy to do these days, right? Interest rates are at historic lows right now, okay? So I went on a website called superbrokers.ca. It sounds kind of fishy, but whatever. I'm sure that Banker Steve would confirm what the interest rates are, right? So as of October 13th, you can get, for a variable rate, 1.7%, 10-year rate, 2.94. So they're quite low. What do you get, you want?
Oh God, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Okay, all right, so we can use what we call a table of values to find the monthly payments. I'm going to print for you an amortization table. Mr. Stutz, can you check that pile there to see if I did print it? I don't think I did. As soon as I started talking about it, I don't think I did.
Nothing here.
Nothing there, there's no table? Okay, we'll have to get one. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, a lot of kids mess this up. They confuse this. For all of the monthly payments, you must use this amortization table. Now, as Rebecca has wisely pointed out, is there something
I
there?
have one hidden here. Oh, no, those are just questions.
Just the questions, yeah, okay. You can look this up online. In fact, I'm going to put an assignment up that you're going to do that, to try to find a calculator. Thank you, Rebecca, for the idea. We're going to use tables as well because it's a good little skill for you to have as well. Okay, so this shows you the payment for each $1,000 that you borrow. Sorry, yes, for every $1,000 that you borrow. Okay? So notice a couple of things. The longer it takes to pay off, the less you pay per month. As the number goes up, the years, see this is 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. As you go farther up, to pay off $1,000, for 5 years it's going to cost you $17.31. Over 25 years, only $4. Why does it cost you much less when you spread it out over a longer time? There's a real simple answer. Because you're paying more time. You're paying 25 years worth of time, not just 5 years worth of time. Okay? And the higher the interest rate, the more you pay each month. As you go down, the interest rate goes up. What happens to the payment number? It also goes up. Okay? So you have to make choices. And this is why, Rebecca, you need to understand. Because you have to make choices when you go into the bank. They're going to fire a bunch of things off at you, and then the person behind the customer is going to say, well, I don't know, what's better?
I would ask my sister what's better.
How does your sister know?
Because she's a genius.
Oh.
I'm not.
What happens if-
I'm the dumb one in the family.
What happens if
I'm
your
the
sister dies in a horrific plane crash? And
dumb one.
you're-
I'll ask my brother.
oh.
Or
Saying,
my mommy.
Rebecca, you need to look after yourself, too.
I don't think I do.
Okay, so here is a sample question. Okay, do you guys have this one? Wakey page. Cheyenne and Chris have a mortgage for $80,000 at 3%. If they are paying over 25 years, how much per month do they pay? What are the key things here? It's an $80,000 mortgage. It's 3%. They're paying over 25 years. Okay, so I want you to find the number that corresponds where 25 years and 3% match up. So there's 3%. And there's 25 years. Which one is it? It's this one here, 473. See that? I couldn't circle it very good. I missed it.
You want me to circle it?
No, I got it. Oh,
it's on my
jeez.
paper.
Oh, yeah, circle on your paper. Yeah, 473. Okay, how did I come up with that number? Because it's 25 years, and it's 3%, and it's 3%. Where those numbers meet. Okay, so it's $4.73 for every 1,000. How many thousand are we borrowing? 80,000. We're going to take our 80,000, divide by 1,000. Is it always 1,000, Mr. Bennett? Yes.
Why did you ask yourself?
Oh, because I was pretending that I was a student, because none of you guys are going to ask that question.
Too hard for him to get up, run around, sit in one of these desks, ask the question, run around.
Well, to get this desk.
Oh, wait, no, you still got it. You still got it.
Mr. Bennett, is it only 1,000? That's a great question. It is always 1,000. I've never done that. Thank you for.
That was really funny. I know why.
You'll never forget it now, will you?
No. I will never forget what you did, but I will forget what you
It's always 1,000.
In the future, please save him the effort. of
Yes,
asking the question.
please. I think I need.
It's when you were
I think I just pulled a hamstring.
He runs.
That was kind of. I did feel kind of managed running over there. Always
Probably
1,000.
did knock over that lamp.
It's always 1,000. We're going to take that. Well, what are we going to get? We're going to get the number 80, because 80,000 divided by 1,000 is going to be 80, right? And we're going to take that 80, and we're going to multiply by the number from the table, 473. Okay? And the people at home who are listening on YouTube will be very upset that they didn't see me run to the corner. I get 378.40. That's not bad. That's a pretty low payment.
Oh god, I cannot forget.
378.40. Okay? Could Cheyenne and Chris, could they decide to pay more? They can't decide to pay less. That's the lowest. They can decide to pay more. There are certain restrictions, okay? If they think they can afford more, what they should probably do is pick a shorter amortization period, maybe pay it over 5 years. Okay, do you guys want to try this one on your own?
Wait, it's 378, was it 80 cents?
378, 40 cents. How many samples are there? There's 3. I will do the next one with you, and then I'll try to get you to do the last one on your own. I have 3.
Yeah, but the first one that we just did.
Yeah, and then 2 more. Okay, so I'll do the middle one. I want you guys to try the last one on your own. Justin and Aaron have a mortgage for $95,000. $95,000. Circle it. 4.25%. If they are paying over 25 years, how much per month do they pay? 25 years. Again, line up those numbers. 25 years. 4.25. The very bottom one. It's $5.40. Okay? Next up, take the mortgage amount, which was $95,000. 95,000. What do we divide by? Always 1,000. Is it always 1,000, Paige?
Yes.
Thank you. Don't make me run. That's going to give me 95. And what do I do with that? I take that and multiply by the number from the table. Whoopsie. Take that and multiply by the number in the table. $5.40. $513, and that, my friends, is per month. Per month. How do you feel about that, Jack? Is it doable? Yeah, wakey. Definitely doable. Okay, I'm going to run and do my tenants. I'm going to roll. You guys try that one, and I'm going to send Mr. Stassic to the printer too.
150.
Okay, let's do the last one here. Amber and Melody have a mortgage for $125,000, 2.75%. They're paying over 20 years. How much per month do they pay? So it's $125,000. It's 2.75. Yeah, it took me a while. It's there now. Yeah, sorry. I knew you wouldn't get there in time. If they're paying over 20, how much do they pay per month? So 20 years is here. So we're going to go down. 2.75 is that one right there. $5.41 per 1,000. First step, Rebecca. 125,000. Divide by. Always 1,000. You're going to get 125. You take 125 and you multiply by the number in the table. 541.
Why did you say my name?
Just to make sure you were paying attention.
Of course I was saying it.
Oh, okay. 676.25. Okay, 676.25. That's per month. Hey, I got a question for you. One last one. How much do they pay all together? Like, what's the total amount when they're all done? After 20-some years. How many years is it? 20 years. How can we figure out how much they pay all together? That's $676.25 per month. For how many months? It takes forever for Adobe Reader to fire up, that's why. We're going to take that $676.25. How many months in a year, Sophie? How many months in a year? 12. And how many years are these folks paying? How many? 20, right? Let's just multiply this out here. 676.25. How much do you think this is going to be? Times 12. Times 20. It's $162,300. $162,000. How much was their mortgage for? 125. How much difference is that? 162 125? The heck is going on here? That's $37,000 to $37,300 more. Why does it cost so much more, Rebecca? Interest. The bank needs to make their money. That's how much it costs. It costs you $37,000 just to borrow 125. This is why it takes people so long to pay off the home. This is why you want to try to have as big a down payment as you can. Okay? You want to try to reduce this cost. This is extra cost to you.
Why did you just pay that all in the beginning?
Because nobody has that kind of money just sitting in their pockets, in their bank accounts.
But like, what if you were saving up since you were like 12?
Well,
Then you would.
have you been? Generally, people haven't because...
I have been saving up since I was 11.
Have you? Generally, people haven't because, hey, why would I need to know this? I'll just ask my sister. And they don't listen to Mr. Bennett's of the world.
I can still save my money and ask my sister
You
things
could.
instead of
Yeah,
doing it
you could.
myself.
Do you have $125,000 saved up?
No, obviously not.
No, nobody does.
But people could.
It could. Actually, there's a story. I'm going to hit pause here.